Good morning, everyone. It is race morning here in Chicago. A little bit cold to start off with at 7 degrees centigrade, as I said, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, but it is an absolutely stunning morning here. As you can see, I'm bundled up a little bit. I want to make sure that I'm warm. Bib number, there it is, 19278 for those that wanted to go and track me. Although by the time I post this video, it'll be after I'm done with the race, hopefully. And yeah, so right now making my way over to the security gates, and got about a 15-minute walk from here. It's about 6:20 in the morning. I'm usually one of those that prefers to come in a little bit later as opposed to earlier, and as a result, as you see, I'm really just more or less chilling. I have made a last-minute decision in terms of shoes. I was going to wear my Rocket X2s, but I was having some top arch problems in terms of some rubbing on the top of the shoes, so I'm electing to go with my trainer shoes, so Hoka Mach X's, which, I mean, I've ridden with these. I've run with these for quite a few miles, but very comfortable. What I'm used to, don't change anything that's new. Hello, hello! And now we're
example of a sighted runner.
Hell yeah. I mean, I mean, it's a process for me. I've done this race 3 times before, so now it's like going through the process, making sure that, okay, I got everything, I've moved up, I've got my nutrition, so, and just trying to stay warm. That's really the biggest key.
So since you've done it 3 times, we assume we're going in the right direction.
Yes, so we keep going down like 6 blocks down, and then we make a left and you'll start to see the crowds of people. So, but yeah, as it's part of our process, we got real good, excited runners here, which is always a good sign. Just making sure that, again, I'm staying warm, got my pump music up going, and then make my way over to the venue. We'll get through security, and then we will check my clear bag in, take a bathroom break, which will take about 20-25 minutes because there will be a long line of people, and then head right to the starting corral. I've got my plan. My gels are loaded. I've got yeah, just about as ready as I can be. I mean, obviously the night's sleep is not going to be perfect, which was the case last night, but I mean, it was more than good enough to go ahead and get started. So with that, I'm gonna walk to the venue and just chill and start pumping myself up. I've made it to the venue, and it is a mass crowd. The excitement here is absolutely stunning. This is one of the things I really like about Chicago, is that they tend to have a little bit of a bigger field compared to the other world major marathons. I think there's close to 55,000 participants that are going to be participating this year. That number probably is more like 45K, but regardless, I'm going to make my way into the massive line of security, and then we'll check out from there. And it's basically just straight to the bag check-in and then right to the corral. Good morning again. I've made it to the fountain, and we've got that was about 15 minutes through security, so I gotta make my way over to bag drop-off, and then go to use the porta potties, and then up to the start line. So from there, they're not allowed to go, and this course does not allow GoPro, so we gotta unfortunately stick the GoPro in the backpack. And from here, I'm just gonna go and chill, and as they say, they're starting to line up wave 1, so I got to get moving here, and we'll be going through Corral J, which is pretty early to line up, frankly, but yeah, so we're gonna get to the bag check, and then I'm off and on my way. So I'll probably check out from here, and for those, it's an absolutely stunning morning. Yeah, we're gonna get going here. It's as they say, shit's about to get real. So we're gonna go through my process. I'm gonna check out from here and see you guys on the other side of the finish line. All right, I finally finished, and it's nice and sunny, but also a little bit chilly with the wind. And yeah, standing right in front of the fountains when I go checking in with the bags is, well, that was an experience. A little bit chilly, but overall, yeah, super happy with the results. Just a little under 3 hours and 5 minutes. Bib has survived. There we go. That is proof that I finished. 3 hours and 3 minutes, around 3 hours, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. A lot of threes today. I'll talk a little bit about kind of what my race plan was going in and then kind of how it turned out. But I would say pretty much I was spot on with the pacing today for summary. Definitely hit the proverbial wall at around mile 21 and a half. It was starting to hurt a little bit more with my rear calves. I had to use a little biofreeze. Thank goodness that they had volunteers with the biofreeze zone. But yeah, no, today was perfect in terms of really good marathon running conditions, and very happy with the time, although I wish I could have been a little bit faster. But again, with my backup plan of using my Mach X shoes instead of my Rocket X2s, I think I made the right choice. At least I didn't have foot pain, at least none of the pain at the upper arches, which I was really concerned about from yesterday. So again, pacing went well. I have nothing left in the legs, so I gave it everything I had, which means that I paced it just right. And so heart rate had a steady climb, which was more or less kind of the signature of really good pacing. So I don't know, maybe for future marathons I'll be a pacer, more or less. I'm really good at trying to go and nail down that pace. So overall, I'll find out from the app what my actual time was, but from my Garmin watch, it told me 3 hours, 3 minutes and 27 seconds, I think, which is about a 15-minute PR for me. So absolutely happy and ecstatic with that time. And I think that time allows me to go and run Chicago again, because it's under the 3 hour and 10 minute limit for those under 35. So happy with that. And you can see it is an absolutely fantastic day for running. Got cloud, a little bit more overcast, but again, it's you see the glimpses of sun that's coming through, and couldn't be happier about that. So today was absolutely fantastic, but I'm about to find out how terrible the chafing might be. I know it's chafing on the top of the zipper here, but I don't know where else I might potentially be chafing. So with that, I'm going to check out from here, and I'll describe a little bit more about kind of what happened through the race in a little bit. I'm gonna go and get changed to get some warm clothes on, and check back in just a second. Okay, well, I'm back at my hotel room. As you can see, I am pretty tired. I just wanted to give a little bit of a recap to what my Chicago Marathon experience has been, to go a little bit deeper into the results as I go and pull it up on my phone here in terms of some splits and a little bit more stats as it relates to how my race went. And like I said a little bit earlier, it went fairly well. The plan was to consume 9 gels. I consumed 8, which frankly was quite a bit. I was having a little bit of trouble trying to down gels. I think I took a little too much carbohydrate right around mile 9. I was debating whether or not I wanted to hold on till like mile 11, because that was where the next aid station was, between 9 and 11. And so I kind of took a little bit of a gamble, and my stomach kind of paid for it a little. But from a nutrition standpoint, I mean, I was just around on plan. Again, with a little bit of difficulty trying to get the nutrition in as well as the fluid. I had to postpone a little bit in terms of, rather than every 5K, I kind of went every 25 to 26 minutes, I would say. So that totaled to 8 gels. I consumed all my cis gels, and then I had, so maybe it was 7 gels. And I had 2 electrolytes, and I had my one standard. Standard. Oh, I'm blanking already. That's how tired I am. But then I had my other gel, the electrolyte one. So from there, Humagel. Sorry, that's how tired I am. So the Humagel went first. Then I took one cyst gel, then an electrolyte, then 2 non-electrolyte gels, then the other electrolyte, and then the last one at mile 23. That's when I took my last non-electrolyte, which was just another cyst gel. So I targeted 9. I got 7, I guess. Thought it was 8. But I think it was about as good as I was going to get. Now, as it relates to splits, I tried to hold back a little bit earlier. Looking at the splits here, 5K was just right around 7-minute pace, 10K, 43 minutes, 30 seconds. So that's just under 7-minute pace. Actually, right around 7-minute pace. Then the half was 1 hour 31, which was right around 7-minute pace. Going to 30K, holding 7-minute pace. You can kind of see a rhythm here. 40K, I was starting to hurt between 30 and 40K. And that's where I was thinking, okay, just go 5K at a time, go 1 mile at a time here, because when you get to the mile 18 to 26 range, right, that last, really the last third of the marathon is always the toughest, and I knew I was hurting a little more than I had anticipated with my hamstrings, and so I actually had to go to the BioFreeze stopover at around mile, I think, 19 or 20. I know I had to get a little bit of relief there because, yeah, I was hurting. It helped me get through, and it helped me to get through the toughest 2 miles, which there's a 2-mile stretch between 20.2 and 22.2 miles where there was no aid station. So I had to be very diligent to make sure that I did the pacing right so that I wasn't overextending energy. So I wasn't feeling like I was just trying to grab whatever at that aid station at 22.2. But there's the splits. Again, official time is 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 49 seconds. My Garmin was telling me 3 hours, 3 minutes, like 26. So I mean, it was some change here and there. But again, super happy with the time. It's not a Boston qualifying time. I'm not old enough yet. It's hard for me to say that, but and even if I was under 3 hours, that probably would not have been enough to Boston qualify, given that this year was like 5 minutes under for the under 35 age group, which was just ridiculous. But as you can see, you probably have seen my Facebook post and Instagram post why I was called the Team Zoot Pacer. So I had my belt to say I was running 3 hours, 5 minutes, and of course I was having this, of course, behind me, and then the race number was kind of on my side chest here because I needed to make sure I could unzip to go and get my 2 electrolyte gels. And yeah, so I think, as you probably have heard from me, the pacing went fairly well. Just under 7-minute pace, I think, overall, right around 6:58, 6:59 per mile, which, again, if you told me I was going to be running this 4 years ago, I would have just laughed the hell out of you. So super happy with that result. Although, I mean, I would have loved to have gone sub 3 hours, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, I had to make the switch over to Mach X's as opposed to my Rocket X2s, simply because I was having upper arch pain with my foot with the Rocket X2s, and I wasn't going to want to deal with that for 26.2 miles, which I think was the right decision in hindsight, and I knew what I was going to get. So I just said, let's go with what the training gave me and see what the body was going to give me on race day. I would say The first half definitely went faster than the second half, although I felt the second half I held pretty good, maybe a touch slower by like a minute for a half marathon, but I can't be disappointed with a 1 hour 31 half marathon like I set out in the outset. So there you have it. Overall, had a blast with this marathon. Race weather was just about perfect. The world's record got shattered at this run. I think it's now down to like 2 hours and 34 seconds. Insanely fast. Like, that's just incredible. Who knows? Maybe we might see 2 hours broken finally. I mean, it's there. Now we're just going to see how fast people can go. But for right now, what I'm going to do is chill and chill more. My legs are completely shot. I left everything out there on the course. And I had nothing, absolutely nothing left in the legs, which meant that I paced it perfectly, and I didn't really completely drop off the pace. I started passing a lot of people from mile 22 onwards. It was kind of, I mean, I shouldn't say it was kind of cool where I was just zooming by people, but that's pacing, right? So if there's anything that I could share from a lessons learned perspective, when I look back at this, even though it may still be a little early for me to say, first thing is I definitely could have used a little bit more run mileage, but I was basically kind of doing the minimum to get to this type of standard. People were kind of shocked I was only running like 35 miles a week, but I was able to do that because triathlon allows me to go and do a lot of cross training without beating up my legs. So cross training was really helpful, but at the same time, I think my runs could have been a little bit longer. Even my easy runs, which I'd only scheduled for like 5, they probably could have been 6, 7. But again, you have to be really careful. You have to be smart with putting in the run mileage. I probably could have put in a little bit more, but the buildup was about as good as it could have been. I did 2 16-milers, 2 18-mile runs, 3 20-mile runs, and then a 10, and then leading into the race. So it was a proper 8-week build from a standard 14 miles that I've been running for pretty much a majority of this year. So the aerobic base was there, but definitely not the leg endurance, which leg endurance for running is different than just aerobic endurance. So I think that's probably why I wasn't as fast as maybe I could have been sub 3, but with a 3 hour and 3 time, that's, I think, is good enough for me to be able to run Chicago without having to worry about that lottery system. So I will gladly take that. And yeah, so I think what I'll do is just chill. As you can see, I'm just lounging here and gonna enjoy the rest of the night here in Chicago. Probably head to a dinner place that one of my friends has recommended me to go to. Not sure how I'm gonna waddle my way through with my legs being completely shot, but well, we'll see. And then I fly back to Seattle tomorrow evening, so I'm gonna enjoy most of the Monday just to kind of chill in Chicago and have a little bit of fun. Hopefully I can check out a little bit later, but if not, well, I've got a long time in Chicago O'Hare Airport. So there's your race recap, and I hope that you enjoyed this quick little series that I have done for the Chicago Marathon. And of course, if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Please comment down below. How do you do at the Chicago Marathon? Have you run this race before? How did you do in that race? And are you wanting to go and do this race? Let me know down in the comments, and of course hit the bell notification on the bottom right hand side of the screen to get the latest videos. I know I haven't posted a lot of videos of late because it's been pretty busy, but at least I wanted to get this out there to you guys. So until the next video and until the next one, Yoshi out.